Hi everyone, welcome to English Today Journey. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy learning English in a simple and practical way.
Hello everyone and welcome to English Today Journey. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy learning English and want to improve every day, don't forget to subscribe for daily English tips. I am very happy that you are spending your time with me today. Welcome to another episode of Super English Talks. Maybe right now you are walking outside, maybe you are sitting at home and relaxing, or maybe you are traveling to school or work. No matter where you are or what you are doing, I truly appreciate that you chose to listen today. In this podcast, we talk about topics that help you improve your English, but also help you grow as a person. My goal is not only to help you learn new words or grammar, but also to share ideas that are useful in real life. Today's topic is very important, and it can change the way you see yourself and the world around you. Today, I want to talk about beliefs. More specifically, I want to talk about how your beliefs create your reality. Your beliefs are the ideas you have about yourself, about other people, and about how the world works. These ideas may seem small or unimportant, but they are actually very powerful. They influence your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and even your future. Many people think beliefs are just thoughts in the mind, but they are much more than that. Beliefs guide the choices you make every day. They affect how you react to problems, how you face challenges, and how confident you feel when you try something new. Let me give you an example. Imagine two students who both fail an English test. The situation is exactly the same for both of them. However, their reactions are very different. The first student thinks, "I am bad at English. I will never learn it." Because of this belief, the student feels sad, loses confidence, and may stop studying. Over time, this belief becomes stronger, and the student's English does not improve. The second student thinks differently. This student says, "I didn't do well this time, but I can improve if I study more." Because of this belief, the student feels motivated and continues learning. Step by step, the student becomes better at English. The test was the same, but the belief changed everything. Beliefs are like invisible glasses that we wear every day. These glasses change how we see the world. If your glasses are dark, everything looks dark and difficult. If your glasses are clear and bright, the world looks full of possibilities. In the same way, if you believe you can learn something, you will try. And when you try, you have a real chance to succeed. That is why beliefs are so powerful. They may not change the facts, but they change how you respond to those facts, and that response shapes your life. Your beliefs affect your feelings, your actions, and the way you deal with facts in your life. Because of this, today's episode will explore this idea step by step, in a very clear and simple way. I want you to understand it deeply, not just hear it. First, we will talk about what beliefs really are. We will explain them in a very simple way, so everyone can understand. Then, we will think about where our beliefs come from. Why do we believe the things we believe? How do these ideas start in our minds? After that, I will share some examples and even a few personal stories to help make everything clearer. We will also look at how beliefs can help us grow and improve our lives. At the same time, we will talk about how some beliefs can hold us back and stop us from moving forward. These kinds of beliefs are called limiting beliefs. They limit what we think we can do and who we think we can become. Finally, I will give you some practical tips that you can start using today. These tips will help you slowly change your beliefs. And when your beliefs change, your reality can also begin to change little by little. I invite you to listen carefully and also think about your own beliefs as we continue this journey together. Remember, my goal here on Super English Talks is not only to help you practice listening to English. My goal is also to share ideas that are meaningful and useful for your real life. So now, let's begin. Let's start with a very basic but very important question. What is a belief? We all have beliefs every single day. We live by them. We make decisions because of them. We feel emotions because of them. But many times, we use the word belief, without really stopping to think about what it truly means. So, let's break it down. A belief is simply an idea that you feel sure about. It is something you accept as true, even if you do not have complete proof. It is not just a random thought that comes and goes. A belief is a strong idea that stays in your mind for a long time. You can think of a belief as a story you keep telling yourself. It is the story you believe about your life, about who you are, about what you can or cannot do, and about other people. These stories feel very real to us, even when they are not fully true. Here is something very important to remember. A belief does not have to be a fact. Just because you believe something does not mean it is 100% true. But in your mind, it feels true. And because it feels true, it affects how you think, how you feel, and how you act. For example, if someone believes, "I am not good at learning languages," that belief can stop them from trying. They may feel afraid, unmotivated, or ashamed. Even if they have the ability to learn, their belief creates a barrier. This shows how powerful beliefs really are. If someone believes, "I am not a smart person," they will probably avoid doing difficult things. They may stop trying before they even begin because deep inside, they already believe they will fail. On the other hand, if someone believes, "I can learn anything if I practice," that person will keep trying, even when things are hard. Over time, they will improve. This is why beliefs are so powerful. Beliefs are not just words or ideas in your head. They are the foundation of how you live your life. They influence the risks you take, the goals you choose, and the effort you put into things. Even when you are not aware of them, beliefs quietly guide your actions every day. Now, let's take a moment to understand something very important. How are beliefs different from thoughts and facts? This is an important question because many people mix these three things together without noticing. But they are not the same. Let's look at each one slowly and clearly. First, let's talk about thoughts. A thought is something that appears in your mind. Thoughts come and go all the time, just like clouds moving across the sky. They do not stay forever. For example, right now you might think, "I'm enjoying this podcast." A few minutes later, you might think, "I feel a little tired." Tomorrow, your thoughts will probably be different again. That is the nature of thoughts. They are temporary. They can change in seconds. A thought can arrive quickly and then disappear just as quickly. Most thoughts do not control your life unless you keep repeating them. Now, let's talk about beliefs. A belief is much stronger than a thought. It is not something that comes and goes. A belief is a thought that you have repeated many times. It is a thought that you have accepted and held on to until it becomes part of how you see yourself and the world. Think of it this way. If a thought is like a visitor who comes to your house and then leaves, a belief is like a family member who lives with you every day. It stays with you. It influences your choices, your emotions, and your behavior, even when you are not aware of it. For example, you might have a simple thought like, "I made a mistake." That thought may pass quickly, but if you repeat that thought again and again, it can turn into a belief. You might start telling yourself, "I always make mistakes," or "I'm not good enough." Over time, this belief becomes part of your identity. You begin to see yourself through it, and it affects everything you do. That is the real power of belief. Now, let's talk about facts. Facts are different from both thoughts and beliefs. A fact is something that is true and can be proven. For example, "I failed a test" is a fact. But saying, "I am a failure" is not a fact. That is a belief. Understanding this difference is very important because many people treat their beliefs as if they are facts, even when they are not. And this confusion is where many problems begin. A fact is something that is true no matter what anyone thinks or feels. It is part of reality, and it can be proven. For example, it is a fact that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at sea level. It is also a fact that the sun rises in the east. These things are true whether you believe them or not. Even if someone says, "I don't believe the sun rises in the east," The sun will still rise in the east the next morning. That is the key difference. Facts do not depend on opinions, feelings, or beliefs. They exist on their own. Now, let's compare beliefs and facts more clearly. Beliefs are personal. They depend on how you see the world and how you interpret your experiences. For example, some people believe the world is a friendly place, full of opportunities. Other people believe the world is dangerous and unfair. These are both beliefs, not facts. The world itself does not change, but the belief changes how each person experiences life. Because of their belief, one person may feel hopeful and confident, while another feels afraid and stressed. The belief shapes their actions, their emotions, and their daily experiences. Now, let's talk about everyday beliefs. These are beliefs that many people carry with them without even realizing it. Some people believe that hard work always leads to success. Some people believe they are unlucky. Some people believe money is the key to happiness. Others believe love is the most important thing in life. When you think about these ideas carefully, you can see that they are not facts. You cannot prove that hard work always leads to success in every situation. You cannot prove that someone is truly unlucky. These are beliefs, not truths. But even though they are not facts, they are very powerful. When people hold these beliefs, they affect how people act, how they feel, and what they notice in their lives. Someone who believes they are unlucky may only notice bad things that happen. Someone who believes hard work always pays off may keep trying even when things are difficult. Now, let me share a personal example from my own life. For many years, I believed that I was not good at learning new languages. I told myself again and again, I'm just not a language person. Because of this belief, I avoided speaking in other languages. I felt nervous and embarrassed when I tried. I was afraid of making mistakes. And because I believed I was bad at languages, I didn't practice enough. I didn't give myself real chances to improve. Of course, my skills stayed weak. My belief created my reality. It wasn't that I couldn't learn languages. It was that my belief stopped me from giving myself a real chance to learn. Once I started to question that belief, everything slowly began to change. I realized that maybe you can relate to this experience. Maybe you have had a similar belief about learning English or about another area of your life. Many people carry these kinds of beliefs without even realizing how much they affect their choices and confidence. So, where do beliefs come from? This is a very important question. Most of our beliefs do not appear randomly. They usually come from things we heard